What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. This is James Zheng here. Welcome to Daily Wisdom. We go over personal growth principles, 10, 15 minutes bite size so you can take it and actually run with it during your day, for your businesses, your lives, your families, all that type of stuff. So today, ironically, we're going to talk about a topic which is wishing for more wisdom. Wishing for more wisdom. So if that's something that interests you, tag someone this, like this, share this, subscribe, whatever platforms that you're on. I also want to give a shout out to all of our Zoomers. What's going on? I love seeing you guys. Angie, I see my wife, and I see Carol and Christina and Annette, Yvonne, Julie. Connect One, that reminds me of the game Connect Four, but I'm sure that's someone else there. Marla, glad to see you guys. And if you're interested in becoming a part of that Zoom room, this is open for anybody that just love studying these things together. We just want to start with some encouragement for the day and everything. So just ask your friend or whoever it is that you're hearing this from to be able to actually come onto this. And we'd love to have you guys on with us. All right. But with that said, let's go through this right now. We're going through a study of Jim Rohn's Challenge to Succeed. And if you're not familiar with Challenge to Succeed, it's a really, really powerful one. It is his quintessential ultimate personal growth study. And we're going over 5 keys to solving the life puzzle, right? There's only 5 things to go through to make sure you have a great life, an abundant life, a happy life. There's these 5. The first one was building your philosophy. The second one is developing an attitude, a great attitude. So today I want to talk about one in particular, but if you're anything like me, you don't like challenge naturally in life. Now, some of you are fighters. Some of you do like a little challenge. You like it when someone kind of gets up on you a little bit, life gets on you. But for me, I don't. I'd rather live a life of no challenge. Right? I don't naturally wake up in the morning and say, I just want today to be difficult. Right? Like, I want today to be easy. Like, that's kind of the goal of life, right? At least the thought of it at first. But then you go through life and you realize that challenge, whether you're looking for it or not, will always find you. Have you noticed that? Put a 1 in the chat if you've had challenge in just the last couple of days, right? There's been something that's gone on in your relationship, something that's gone on in your business, something that's gone on with your body, something that's gone on with anything, right? There's just always some type of challenge. It's just like, oh my gosh, it keeps on happening, right? And if we aren't able to deal with this inevitable part of life in the right way, then we're going to be missing out on some of the biggest opportunities there, and this is what Jim Rohn says. It's so powerful when I heard this for the first time because it wasn't my natural way of thinking. Jim Rohn says this: don't wish for less challenge. He says, wish for more wisdom. Don't wish for less challenge, wish for more wisdom. And this is one of those sayings that you hear. I'm sure you're probably like me. You're like, of course, yeah. Of course I should think that way. But I want to challenge myself and challenge us together and think, is that really how we feel about things? When we wake up in the morning, are we wishing for more wisdom, or are we wishing for less challenge? Now, I'm not saying wish for more challenges necessarily. But if we have a goal of every day to think in our lives, it's not the aim is not to have a day that goes the smoothest ever, the easiest ever. But it's to have a goal of getting wiser to deal with the inevitable stuff of the day. So I think about what's in our heart. I think about what's our natural reflex. Or when we talk about these types of things, what matters is not just what we think. What matters is what we know and what we do. What I want to do, if we want to have a transformed life, is get this into our hearts. Get this into our subconscious. Get this into our paradigm, our belief system. And when I started to hear this whole saying of don't wish for less challenge, but wish for more wisdom, wisdom meaning dealing with situations in the best way possible. In your relationships, what do you do when someone is hurt or someone is hurting you, perhaps? What do you do in those situations to have more wisdom? I'll give you an example. Wisdom, I wish I would learn from other people's example, but just in my own marriage, I don't know if you guys have been through this. There are such things as fights. We call them discussions. They can get quite heated. I remember when I first started dating my wife, I know, no joke. Like, I literally made her cry every day for the first couple of months in a relationship. Yeah, I know, it was bad. Like every day. Because ego. right? I like to be right. You like to be, I love being right. I love being right. But then I started to realize if I clung onto my ego and just wanted to win the argument, I didn't win the person. And I would make her cry. So I thought to myself, okay, it might be wiser to not aim to be right, but to aim to make this relationship right. And then I started to kind of calm the ego a little bit, and it still flares up. I still got male ego like every week. I think there's probably one incident, but it's better than every day. Right. But gaining in wisdom in your relationships to seek the right direction so that you can have success, so that you can have a resolution, right? Reconciliation in relationships. Maybe it's wisdom in your business or your work life. There are things, yes, it was definitely a smart move. It was called the survival mood, Carol. But I did not adjust. I would die or she would die. Something would happen first, right? It'd be all bad. But how about in your work? How about in your business? Are there certain things? Are there certain challenges that happen and you notice there's a pattern of them happening? Right? I like to look at my business, for example. I look at business like a video game. And it's kind of like a Super Mario Bros. And put a 2 in the chat if you've played Super Mario before at some point in your life, right? Regardless of what version that it is. I think about the old school Nintendo version, right? Yeah. You remember like you got that little 16-bit Super Mario running down the levels, and you try to jump over those little mushroom things, and then maybe there's this one jump that you keep on dying on, right? You can't make that jump. So I look at business, I look at life like the Super Mario game, where we kind of go through the same level over and over and over again. And there's a certain challenge that we keep on hitting our head on. Right. I remember in the very beginning of my business, just being able to get a partner on board, for example, for me. That was a big challenge for me. I thought I couldn't recruit as one of the skill sets. And I kept on hitting my wall and hitting that same wall over and over and over again. And then when I think about this, don't wish for less challenge, wish for more wisdom. It really, really hit me. I think, what's my mindset on this? What's your mindset on the current challenge that you're facing? What's the challenge, the barrier, the wall that is taking you down right now? And I think to myself, okay, let me not complain, because my natural response is to complain about how hard things are in life. Right? Oh, it's easier for other people. Let's say in business, it's easier for other people to recruit because they're more charismatic than me. I was not a charismatic person. They're more connected to me. I was like a social recluse, right? It's easy for them. But for me, if they were me, isn't it interesting how we always think that our problems are so unique and so special? And then in the reality of things, we all deal with the same problems. I learned that successful people are not people without problems. Successful people are people that deal with problems in good ways, in wise ways. I just think about like an Elon Musk, for example, right? I think he has a lot of problems. He just has bigger problems. And the size of the problem that takes us down is also the size of our paycheck and the size of our blessing in life as well, too. So I started to look at my problems on my man. Now I kind of want some bigger problems. I want some more wisdom to be able to deal with the problems as well, too. So think today, I want you to think in your life, what is the problem, the challenge, the barrier that you're facing right now in your business, in your health, in your finances, in your relationships? What are the things that you know are patterns for yourself? And we all have them. The reality is this: we all have a challenge. Jim Rohn CD is called A Challenge to Succeed. It is a part of this life. It's just inevitable that we have that. So what is that? And can we tune it where instead of wishing for less of that, wish for more wisdom? So what can we do today to gain more wisdom in that challenge? Is it seeking for advice? Is it reading a book? Is it maybe journaling down some different ways to approach a situation? And as you start to tune these up, you're going to notice that you're going to gain more skill sets. You're going to gain more wisdom to deal with that situation. You're going to handle it. Going back to a business example, I used to never be able to recruit, for example. It was really hard for me. In fact, my mindset before, it hurt. I don't know if you've ever done this before. When you hit the same barrier over and over and over again and you can't solve it, there's a temptation to put that as a belief in our mind, where I literally said to myself, I just can't recruit. That's just not a part of me. Others can do it. It's just not something I was born with. I just can't do that. I convinced myself of a lie. And then I thought about this philosophy of wishing for more wisdom. And then I started to study, what did the good recruiters do? And then I started to practice my skill sets. And then I started to overcome that, where now recruiting is easy for me in the business sense. Yeah, can't is a bad word for sure. Be very careful of the things that we say we can't do. And I want us to look into that further and be like, is that really true or not? Or is it just a justification for me not wanting to gain more wisdom to overcome that challenge? Because if you hit that head on, I'm telling you, your breakthrough is right around that corner. I think that's good what Angie said, can't. What are you saying you can't do? Be careful about those things, you know? And now I can teach other people how to do that skill, right? So thought for today, what are the challenges? Can't is not in your vocabulary. Good. Yeah, my pastor said this. He said that he literally, in all of his dictionaries, he took out the word impossible. He literally cut it out in his dictionary, impossible, right? So translate impossible to I am possible. Just start to reframe these certain things that have been holding us back and see how much more wisdom you can gain and how much growth you can have in your day. I think it's going to lead to a lot of blessing. All right. So if you can think of a challenge that you're facing right now that you're aiming to overcome, put a 5 in the chat. You have something in your mind right now. You're like, all right, I'm going to look at this today with a different eye. Exactly, Annette. I'm going to look at this with a renewed lens. I'm going to overcome this. Good, Jaiza. Perfect. Let's tackle it. Let's solve it. Let's get better. Let's get wiser. And as you grow in that, you're going to be so happy in that. You're going to see the breakthrough. It is possible. You are possible. All right, everyone. Hey, well, that's Daily Wisdom today. If this encouraged you, we're watching this on all of our social media channels. Share this with someone, tag someone in this. We also put all these replays on YouTube, so you can subscribe there as well, too. Join us as well every day, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific time. We go through this daily wisdom. Anyone's welcome to join the Zoom room. I love seeing you guys this morning as well, too. Ask your friend for the link. You're more than welcome to join. But other than that, have a blessed day, guys. Talk soon. Bye.